In November 2024, an Uber driver stopped to help at the scene of a crash in British Columbia, Canada. He knew exactly what to do because he was a trained medical doctor from Pakistan. But in Canada, he had to do Uber and a second job at Home Depot because the system wouldn't recognize his qualifications. The almighty Canadian experience needed to be there. The sad thing is, his story is very common in Canada. Canada is often sold as paradise on earth. Blue skies in the summer, crystal clear lakes, clean streets, polite people, winter like something out of Frozen. This is the Canada you were promised. In brochures, webinars, and all those YouTube what to expect videos. And then you land. But here's the part they don't tell you. Without a job, you won't even have the presence of mind to enjoy what Canada has to offer. Where one person sees a winter wonderland, another sees a dark cold place where they have to catch a bus under -30, which by the way is colder than your freezer. You're too tired, too broke, too stressed to enjoy the beauty because beauty doesn't pay rent. So you start applying for jobs, roles you're qualified for. 100 applications, 200 applications, still nothing. Then you decide to just take anything. Survivor first, Abby. As you're almost running out of the money you brought to Canada. So you try. But even the survival jobs ask for Canadian experience or a referral or even a license. And that's when you realize that the backup plan for a job is not that easy. Uber, retail, care jobs, they all have their own requirements. Some need certifications, while some barely pay enough to cover groceries. And some ask for more physical strength than you expected. It's not like you are too proud to work, but the work is hard to get and even harder to survive on. This struggle is so common that it even has a name: taxi driver syndrome. That's where you see highly skilled immigrants, doctors, engineers, MBA holders behind the wheel. Not because they are lazy or they are not smart, but because they were shut out from their professions by these endless requirements. One day I had an appointment downtown and I don't like driving downtown, so I called an Uber. My Uber driver, a white man in his 50s, told me I was his fifth ride and it wasn't even 7 o'clock yet in the morning. He said he works early mornings because during the day there are too many drivers and not enough rides. So to get a ride is like fastest fingers. And you can't rely on that. In my mind, I was like, that's the taxi driver syndrome again. Because that's the fallback plan of everyone. If you can't find a job, you can at least try to do Uber, just to keep body and soul together. Back to the medical doctor I mentioned earlier. While he was trying to help, another car hit him and he was critically injured. He was helping people in a crash while also doing his Uber job. He also had a second job at Home Depot, because the system didn't recognize his credentials. Then there's Doreen Kajuba, an accountant from Uganda. This lady worked at the British High Commission in Uganda before coming to Canada, but she ended up driving Uber while raising 5 children in Canada. Although she later went back to school and started a non-profit. But that's her after story. Many people are still stuck in the before. And yes, some immigrants are doing very well. Some pass their exams or land jobs in tech or even find a shortcut through strong networks. But that's the exception. Most newcomers are just trying to survive, trying to get one foot in the door, trying to build from scratch. Let's not pretend everyone has the same story. Now let's be fair. Canada does try, especially provinces like Alberta. If you're in Canada, please let us know in the comments what your province is doing to support newcomers. Here are some newcomer-friendly programs I know of in Alberta. Catholic Social Services and SIWA. They help newcomers with resume writing, job search, legal advice, mental health programs, parenting workshops, and more. Fair Entry, City of Calgary. Fair Entry gives low-income families access to discounted transit, rec centers, school lunch subsidies, and library services. So even if you don't have much, you and your children can still enjoy and experience the city with the little you have. And there's a better family subsidies like ACFP. These These are extra monetary support on top of federal child benefits, quarterly payments to help with the cost of raising kids. And yes, Canada Child Benefit is real. It helps, especially when you're starting out. But let's be clear, these supports help you survive, not thrive. They won't make you rich, but they might keep you from falling through the cracks. So no, Canada isn't a scam. It's not fake. Does Canada have beautiful landscapes? Absolutely. Are the houses big and beautiful? Very true. Does it look like winter wonderland during the winter? Yes. But when you don't have a job, you can't see any of it because stress can blur the prettiest views. So if you're coming, come with clear eyes. Manage your expectations. Come ready to upgrade, to restart, to rebuild. And if you're already here wondering where to start, I've listed a few helpful platforms in the description. Some are free, some offer trials. Tools like online learning platforms and resume help. Building Canadian experience isn't always about finding a job. Sometimes you have to create the opportunities first. Check out the resources. If you find it helpful to you or to someone you know, please share with them. Because for some people, with the right support and the right job, the Canada you were promised is still possible, just not automatic. Watch out for the next episode on this series. Thank you for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's keep building a community of empowered Nigerians at home and abroad. Bye!